What's happening, camera nerds? My name's Cory Mayo, and in today's video, we're checking out a light from Amaran. This is the 150C, and this is a great entry-level Cobb RGB light. Let's get it unboxed. Let's check out the features. Let's do a complete overview and review of the Amaran 150C. Let's get into it.
All right, in the box, we have the light reflector dish. Nice. Instruction manual, Sidus Link App. Inside here, we have our power cable with the attachment here, so you can hang it on a light stand. And there's a look at the light itself. Covered, this is a protected cover, so we have diffused, so that's really good to see. A lot of the lights I've tested do not have that. They have exposed chip, so this is a nice little protecting cover over it, and a little bit diffusion on there. Let's take a look at the back of the controls and see how we use the light. So here on the bottom is the power switch for the Amaran 150C, and this is in CCT mode. Here is our power level percentage control knob. So this basically uses a 2-knob system to control the light. Here is our control knob for the brightness, and over here will be setting your Kelvin. It goes all the way to 7,500 Kelvin, all the way to 2,500 Kelvin, and press the knob in will turn it into the hue mode. So this will cycle through all of your hue colors by 1% increments, which is good to see. And this knob will control the brightness of that hue, and press it inside again, and this will control the saturation of each color. So this is how you can go from hue to saturation, and this is how you switch it between CCT and hue mode. And here is where you plug in your DC in, 48 volts, and here is your Bluetooth reset switch. Talking a little bit about the build construction of this light, here is the side of the light. It features an all gray design, even the reflector is gray to match. Here's the look at the front of the reflector. Here's where the location of the control mechanism is. Take on and off your light modifiers. I do like to see this on the top location, which is good. It just makes it easier to maneuver when you guys are taking on and off light modifiers. Here we can take a look at the yoke. This is a really big handle, and I do like to see that. It makes it much easier to maneuver the light. Some things I really don't care for. I don't think I care for these side handles. It actually makes it maneuvering the light a little bit more difficult. You can do I much prefer the top-handed mount modifiers. Just makes things more easy. And here you can take a look at the ventilation of the light. This one opted for a top and down ventilation, so that will allow it to disperse a lot of the heat that it accumulates when you guys are in use. Overall build quality of this light features all plastic parts. The reflector is made of metal, and the actual yoke that attaches to the light stand is metal, but everything else is plastic, and it does have an umbrella mount here on the bottom. This does feature an external power supply, although pretty small. I have seen similar lights in this price category and power output that does not have an external power point. But yeah, it does have an included metal wiring here, so you can hang it from the yoke just like so. Now we have the light all up and running. Let's download the Sidus Link app, because that's really going to unlock a lot of the functionality to use with this light, and they have a great app that allows you to use and control most of your Amaran lights with just that light. So that's really convenient, having that ecosystem of having an app to control. If you are already purchased into the Aputure or Amaran lighting brand system, you can control most of their lights with the Sidus Link app, whether it's their tube lights, their Cobb lights, all kinds of different things. Even their little small MC lights have that Bluetooth capability, so you can use it. So let's download the app. They provide a convenient QR code, so you're able to download it straight from the box. All right, so let's add a light to the Sidus Link app and see how easy it is. Let's add a new fixture. Make sure your Bluetooth is on. Hit the Bluetooth reset switch here on the back. Counts down to 100%, and there it is, ED84C9. We'll go ahead and select and set up our light. All right, pairing successful, and we are on. Access to the app. And here we can have all kinds of color combinations with the light, which is really cool.
It's got some really great animations. Amaran and Aputure as a company pretty much have one of the best apps that you can use. So if you're looking for a really good app integration into your lighting system, it doesn't really get much better than Amaran. But let's go over some of the stuff. So we have some of the standard colors here like red, blue, yellow, green, cyan. This is really interesting. So you can do a color picker. So here I just have my key light. We'll pick up on that. And it matched my key light. Saturation hue, 81%. Let's go over to some effects. So here we have like a party light. So this kind of does an oscillation of all the different colors. We can change the frequency. Yeah, so lots of different effects, kind of the same effects you've seen on a lot of different lights. Here's the gel section of this. So this is really cool. So you can match tungsten or daylight gels, 1/8 CTO, correction gels. So this is really cool if you have a lot of different lights and you want to match your light to those that already have correction gels. They have simple different settings in here, which is good to see. Here we are in regular CCT mode. We can go from 2500 to 7500 Kelvin. Yeah, so that's a look at pretty much the light. You can build different scenes, set them up to different brightnesses and save those scenes. So I have a couple listed here with YouTube, and I have these connected to like my Aputure MCs. I have an Aputure 60X as well. It's just really convenient to have a set of pre-saved sets. So if you have like a YouTube set, or you just want to make sure you are able to match a certain lighting setup every single time. So this could be perfect if you guys are doing a lot of different interviews and you want to have the same exact consistent lighting setup. This will be a great way to do it. So here I have like, the 60X, the MC and stuff. Leave a comment down below if you guys want to see a complete breakdown of using the Aputure Amaran system in a whole group. I can do that for you guys as well. Here we just had, I've been running the light for a couple minutes and the fans kicked on. Relatively low fan noise, barely hear it. This light does kick out quite a bit of heat though, so that's to be aware. Do not block the top of this light because this is kicking off a good amount of heat. This does have a CRI rating of 95 plus, and what basically that means is that is the main rating that you kind of want to pay attention to if you want just a basic overall view of how good the light is. They actually do provide more specs than that, which is really great to see. They measured the CQS rating at 97 plus. The tungsten SSI rating is 83 plus. Max power consumption, this is a 180 watt light. Max power output is 150 watts at 11,196 lumens. So here's an example of the spread of the light when you have no reflector on there. Relatively wide. It says no reflector. It's an 85.9 degree spread. And then when you add the hyper reflector, it moves down to 63.4. So it gives you a little bit of a cut on the light as well. So the key features of this light is that it's RGB with the CCT, which is really useful for a lot of people looking to build out their lighting kits. Has 150 watts of output and it has a Bowens mount. So these lights are really shine with a lot of Aputure's Bowens mount accessories or third party. You can attach like light dome. It does have stepless dimming, so 0 to 100. That is really good to see. Some of the budget lights that you'll see out there in the market will be increments of 5% or 10%. So I really do like to see the stepless 0 to 100%. So here's the Amaran 150c set to daylight mounted on the Light Dome 2 here from Aputure. And this is going to be a great setup here if you guys are looking to have a nice affordable key light. So here's a look at the Amaran 150c set to daylight. I have this only at 17.2%. I'm filming on the Canon R5 with a 70mm lens set to 2.0. And this is kind of a look that you can see. This gives a nice flattering, like say if you guys are doing some talking head interviews, this is gonna be a good setup for you. Whatever is gonna make the light source the biggest possible is pretty much gonna give you the best output and more flattering soft shadows. This is a popular setup I've seen for a lot of video interviews, or if you guys are doing YouTube videos. Essentially the Light Dome 2 and an Aputure light or an Amaran light is kind of the go-to setup. And this is really cool, and you can control everything on the Sidus Link app. So this just makes it super convenient if I want to higher the brightness a little bit. So here's a look at the light at like 29.5%, and here's just cranked. Yeah, pretty bright. But we could just dial it back down right around that 20%, and that's gonna be great for me. This reminds me of that Willy Wonka scene There's nowhere we were going. Is it raining? Is it pouring? Yeah, this is sick. But anyways, that's having way too much fun. So in 2024, it really just makes sense if you guys are starting to build your lighting system that you're looking for cob lights that really have both RGB and those tungsten to daylight capabilities. This is gonna be a great option for people looking to build out their lighting kit, and it just adds to the versatility of having this in your bag. This is definitely has plenty output to be your key light, or this would be great for studio background lights or practicals. I do love the integration of this into the Amaran ecosystem using their Sidus Link app. Just makes building sets and building whole looks really easy. You can easily control everything with the Sidus Link app, which is good to see. At $359, it's definitely not the cheapest entry-level cob light that you can get for your system, but if you're looking to stay in the Amaran ecosystem and you already own Amaran lights, this is kind of a no-brainer to add to your system. So that's my review of the Amaran 150c. Let me know down in the comments if you guys have any questions about this light. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.